Professor Madhu Veeraraghavan is the Director and TAPI Chair Professor of Finance at TAPI Management Institute, Manipal. He obtained his MBA Finance and Investments and PhD Asset Pricing from Griffith University, Australia. He has held positions at the University of Auckland Business School, Associate Professor 2003-2005, and Monash University, Melbourne, Professor, Head of the Department of Accounting and Finance. He has a teaching experience of more than 17 years and has published over 50 papers in international journals and has presented his work in top conferences in finance and accounting.
How do you view the shelf life of a traditional MBA program in perspective to today's ecosystem, which is also in the language of management known as the VUCA world? Do you think the experiential component of TAPMI gives the students of TAPMI an edge over their counterparts from other B schools? And also, what are these initiatives, what are these actions that have been taken to enhance the experiential component itself? We have read about LADC, yes. We have read about SMIC, we have read about BrandScan, but if you would elaborate a little more on how it aligns with the curriculum itself.
So just before I answer the question, I think you used two words, experiential learning, which is really what TAPMI is known for. And in fact, that goes back to the first question, why TAPMI, when you first asked me the question. I think if I were to summarize that question for you, Ayush, I would use those two words. So let me just elaborate on why we do this. See, gone are the days, Ayush, when you could go to an MBA class, put amazing equations on the whiteboard, mesmerize the audience with your aura and your sense of knowledge. Those days are gone. Now today, we have to know what is it we are teaching and why is it we are teaching, right? I told you almost 100% of the cohort that come to any business schools have made up their minds they want to be working for top companies. Anything that we do in TAPMI, for example, should be, is the recruiter on board with what we're doing? Are we creating industry relevant graduates? Is a curriculum up to date, not just seminal courses, is a curriculum up to date with courses that are absolutely relevant for somebody to enter the workforce? So that is why experiential learning is a great part. So what does TAPMI do today? We use a lot of case studies. Why are case studies important? I'm not saying other schools don't do it. Every school does case studies. Schools do Harvard, Ivy, somebody will go to Duke, somebody will do IMA cases. Fair enough. The case studies give the student, the population, the cohort, an understanding of putting themselves in that position and saying, if I were doing this, how would I really deal with this sort of a situation? Many times we actually, in every course we do 5 or 6 case studies. So you may say, but Madhu, is it not an overkill? Maybe it's a bit of an overkill. But we also do something very different, at least in each of the disciplines. For example, let's take finance, for example. In finance, our objective is very simple. Let's map the curriculum with, for instance, the CFA CBOK, which is the candidate body of knowledge. The CFA Institute prescribes the candidate body of knowledge, and I keep telling TAPMians, guys, your PGDM is not going to be the terminal degree for you. Maybe as a MBA program, yeah. But that's not where you will stop. You now have to think about a professional qualification like CFA. Therefore, 80% of TAPMI's curriculum is mapped with the CFA CBOK. So if somebody's sort of parallelly preparing for CFA exams, they will also be able to take the CFA exams. This is for the PGDM as well, and the BKFS. In BKFS, we've gone one step further. We have looked at GARP, the Global Association for Risk Professionals, and we have said, so TAPMI is the first school in the country, by the way, to be part of the GARP program. We have taken the GARP curriculum and looked at the courses that we have in the BKFS program, the Banking and Financial Services program, and we have aligned our curriculum to the GARP requirements. Why? My view is, tomorrow, if I'm creating or producing risk professionals, they should understand their contributions to the risk management industry. They should be able to think, I've done a BKFS program where the curriculum is actually aligned to GARP. And those who want to have capital markets, those curriculum is aligned to CFA CBOK. Number 3, TAPMI has the most outstanding finance lab in the country with 16 Bloomberg terminals and 7 Reuters terminals. And this is not to sort of show that we are a big lab or something. This is where we actually bring the theory to practice. Now, your words about experiential learning is very important. If I give a student today, this is the capital asset pricing model, this is how it works on the whiteboard, sure, he understands that. But I don't think we have done a good job. We really have to give them some sort of an exposure, sort of an assignment where they have to go to Bloomberg terminals, download the data, handle the data. Because today's recruiter demands that. He says to me, MVR, if your students have got great understanding of the Bloomberg terminals, we're ready to pick those guys because the recruiter doesn't have time to prepare or train you. If they have to do it, what are we doing? What is our contribution? So that is about the Bloomberg terminals. I personally run a course called SMIC, which is a student managed investment course, where TAPME contributes 10 lakhs real money. This is not simulation. This is real money given to student groups to invest in BSE, NSE stocks. Every week they present the portfolio to me. They're handling TAPME's money, real money, by the way.
And it's a legally registered fund.
It's a legally registered.
One of its kind in India.
That's right. It's probably the only fund that is legally registered in the government of Karnataka. But this course that I run, I've been running for 3-4 years now. It's an amazing course. There is no examination, right? 30% of the course of the grades is basically on how the portfolio is performing. 70% of the marks are given for how they do their investment diary and the final presentation, which is judged by senior portfolio managers. I invite them to come to TAPME, and in front of them, in front of the entire first year cohort, these teams will present. I think that is a magnificent experience because you're handling our money, TAPME's money. If you lose, I'm going to ask you, why did you lose that money? Number two, you're going to have an exposure of the realities of capital markets. You spoke of the VUCA world, very challenging, uncertainty, sort of volatility. Then we speak about putting them in front of people who are handling billions of dollars, handling real money. They're going to ask you the questions. You're going to be able to answer them. Number four, you're also going to be speaking in front of all faculty and the entire student committee. And this is taped, and we play it out to all the alums also. So I think this is a great experience. Let me just quickly get to LADC, the second part of the sort of the experiential part. So this is where we've launched a new program called the PGDM HR program. And LADC, we started 3-4 years ago when Colonel James was here. And the idea is to look at leadership potential, and we see, hey, everybody should go through the process of understanding what is transformational leadership. Can we help these people understand what are the strengths, what are their weaknesses? Would we then be able to do a sort of course correction midway? So this LADC lab is used for every student. It doesn't matter whether you are an HR student or a marketing student. Everybody has to go through the first stage. In the second stage is where the advisory happens. So there are several faculty who are actually well trained. They are trained by senior professionals who train them on how to give advisory to a student. So that is a very confidential report that gets maintained between the student and their advisor. And I think that is something that no school in the country does. Right. The third point I want to talk to you about is BrandScan, which you mentioned in your question. Now, BrandScan has been there for 25 years. Now, this is the only disguised market research sort of a game, if you want to use it, gamification, if you like, in the country. I think the other school that does it, probably XLRI, if I remember this correctly. Now, what is my vision for BrandScan? My vision for BrandScan is that we must not do the same thing over and over. We're now setting up a state-of-the-art BrandScan lab in the campus. My view is that BrandScan now start to work with companies like IMRB, AC Nielsen, and do a lot of live projects. I really want to go back to the first question you asked, why TAPME? And my vision for TAPME is very simple. I want every TAPMEan to be exposed to live and real projects. I want this program to be as real as possible. It cannot be a sort of a fairy land and a dreamland that I want to sell for these people. I want to tell them, hey, these are the real complex challenges that you will end up facing. I can't visualize everything for them, but I can certainly give them an excellent understanding of what are some of the things that will be thrown at them. The more live projects they do, the more understanding they have of the client's needs. Now today in BrandScan, we have 20 projects. We take 20 projects, we run the projects in Manipal and Bangalore. We run it because the top companies like ITC and Cargill, these sorts of companies want to engage with us. And that is a clear testament to the quality, to the outstanding work that the Brandites, they call Brandites who work in BrandScan. It's actually a course, it's a marketing course. They call Brandites. And they spend almost 6 months creating and working with companies, identifying their problems, and then completely disguised so nobody knows what product it is. So that is how the marketing fair is actually run. Exactly. But Ayush, I don't want to stop there. I think we have to go a couple of notches ahead. And that is why I've been telling Simon George, who's been looking after BrandScan and the father of BrandScan at TapMe, and the other brandites, let's look at IMRB. Let's look at sort of collaborating and formalizing a relationship with AC Nielsen and see, can we do some real market research from the BrandScan lab at TapMe. See, that experience, Ayush, is absolutely top of the shelf. You would not get that experience in many other business schools around the country. So I'm very, very clear that when a student comes into TapMe, it is our responsibility to create brilliant leaders out of these people. I'm not interested in creating managers. We are not going to roll out 2,000 managers out of TapMe. We are looking at CEOs, CHROs, CFOs, the whole C-suite, if you like, of leadership material has to come from TapMe. And that's one of the other reasons why we've gone down to 300. And we are now going to rewrite the entire PGDM curriculum, which was never done. 34 years we've been sort of adding little bells and whistles, but the entire restructuring will take place now.